Video we will discuss about the divisions of our nervous system. And in our body there are presents different type of system. The digestive system which helps in digestion of different type of foods, respiratory system which helps in oxygen intake and release of carbon dioxide, the circulatory system which is responsible for circulation of blood, endocrine system which is responsible for secretion of hormones and they maintain the internal environment in our body, immunological system which helps us to protect the different type of pathogens. Then there are present different type of system which are responsible for specific function, and the nervous system is another type of system which is helps in our body to detect the changes of external environment, and according to these changes our body responds. And the nervous system is made up of two different type of cells, the neurons and the neuroglia. But here we will talk about the division of our nervous system, and the nervous system are divided into two broad categories, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system is made up of brain and spinal cord, and the central nervous system is mainly responsible for information processing. Okay, so any of the information or the external or the internal changes in our body can be detected by the central nervous system and process this information. So the main function of central nervous system is the information processing. Okay, and the information actually moves towards the central nervous system by the afferent or the sensory neurons. The afferent and the sensory neuron together form the afferent or sensory nervous system, and the efferent or the motor neuron actually those neurons which carry the information from central nervous system towards the effector, or which carry the processed information from central nervous system towards the effector, and these neurons constitute the efferent or the motor neuron. Then the afferent or the sensory neuron and the efferent and motor neuron together form the peripheral nervous system. Actually, the peripheral nervous system constitute those neurons which are present just outside of the central nervous system. And if we draw a picture, then we can easily understand about the different divisions of our nervous system. Then this is actually the central nervous system. This may be brain or spinal cord, and in our body there are present different type of receptor. Then this is the receptor, and the receptor can receive the signal for internal and external changes. Okay, so any changes which is internal or any changes which is external or our surrounding environment can be detected by the receptor, and then from this receptor these internal and the external changes or this internal or external stimuli can be received from the receptor by the afferent neuron. Okay, and this afferent neuron are also called as the sensory neuron. The neuron receive the information from the receptor and they carry this information towards the central nervous system, and the sensory neuron actually form the afferent nervous system which is a part of peripheral nervous system. And then this information actually processed in the central nervous system, and this processed information then move via the motor neuron. Okay, so motor neuron carry the information from the central nervous system towards the effector. So this is actually the effector. Okay, and according to this external or internal stimuli or the changes of this internal and the external environment, our central nervous system actually process this information, and on the basis of these changes our body responds. Okay, so this is actually the main function of our nervous system. Then the peripheral nervous system constitute those neurons which reside outside of the central nervous system. Then the sensory or the afferent neuron or the motor or efferent neuron together form the peripheral nervous system. Okay, now according to the effector, the efferent or the motor nervous system can be divisible into another two broad categories, the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. So somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Then the efferent or the motor nervous system can be divided into somatic and the autonomic system, or somatic or autonomic nervous system. Okay, and I have already told you that the efferent or the motor neuron carry the information from central nervous system towards the effector, and in case of somatic nervous system the effectors are skeletal muscles. Then the effector are skeletal muscles, and the somatic nervous system is voluntary. Okay, the somatic nervous system is voluntary, and autonomic nervous system, in case of autonomic nervous system, the effector are cardiac muscles. The effector are cardiac muscles, or this effector may be smooth muscles, and this effector may be different type of glands. Okay, effector of somatic nervous system are the skeletal muscles, and the effector of the autonomic nervous system may be cardiac muscles, smooth muscles, and the gland. And the somatic nervous system is voluntary, and autonomic nervous system is involuntary. Okay, and the autonomic nervous system can be further divided into two categories: the sympathetic division, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Sympathetic and the parasympathetic. Actually, you know that we reside in two different situations. One is the normal resting condition, and during the normal resting condition, different organs in our body must be functions, and their functions is maintained by the parasympathetic system. So parasympathetic system acts during the time of normal resting condition, but the sympathetic system actually acts during the time of emergency. Then we actually spend our life through the two different situation. The normal situation, during this time the parasympathetic system actually functions, and the emergency condition, and during this time the sympathetic system functions. And so the sympathetic system acts during the time of fight or flight response, then the sympathetic system acts during fight or flight response. Okay, so this will act during in fight or flight response, and parasympathetic system acts during normal resting condition. Okay, during normal resting condition. Now I will tell you the differences, the two important differences in between the somatic and the autonomic nervous system. Actually, the somatic and the autonomic nervous system must they must be the efferent system, because they carry the information from central nervous system towards the effector. So of somatic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, that is the skeletal muscles. Effector in cases of somatic nervous system, obviously skeletal muscles, and in between the central nervous system and the effector, there are present single neuron, and this neuron is myelinated, right? So in cases of somatic nervous system, in between central nervous system and the effector, or the skeletal muscles, that there are present single neuron, and this neurons is myelinated. Okay, so the single neuron and this neuron is myelinated. But in cases of autonomic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, and already I have told you the effector may be cardiac muscle, so the effector may be cardiac muscles, or this effector may be smooth muscles, this effector may be smooth muscles, or this effector may be different type of glands, or this may be different type of glands. Okay, cases of autonomic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, then this is the effector, and this is central nervous system. There are present two neurons, right? And the first neuron is known as preganglionic neuron, so this is called as preganglionic neuron, and the postganglionic neuron. So there are present two neurons in between central nervous system and the effector in cases of autonomic nervous system, the preganglionic neuron and the postganglionic neuron, right? And in cases of autonomic nervous system, the preganglionic neuron are myelinated and the postganglionic neurons are non-myelinated. So this is actually the basic differences in between the somatic nervous system. Then this is the diagram, actually this is the schematic diagram of somatic nervous system, and this is the schematic diagram of autonomic nervous system. Okay, and hope you have understand about the divisions of our nervous system. And again I will summarize the total division. Our nervous system can be divided into two broad categories: the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system is made up of brain and the spinal cord, and this is responsible for information processing, and the peripheral nervous system constitute those neurons which reside just outside of the central nervous system, and the peripheral nervous system are divided into two broad categories: the afferent or the sensory and the efferent or the motor nervous system. And the afferent or the sensory neurons are actually those neurons which carry the information from the receptor towards the central nervous system. Actually, any of the internal and external stimuli can be received by the receptor, and then this receptor convey this information towards the sensory or the afferent neuron. Okay, so this sensory and the afferent neuron together form the afferent nervous system, and then this information is processed, and this processed information moves towards the effector through the motor or the efferent neuron. So this efferent neuron together form the motor nervous system or the efferent nervous system. And according to the effector, the efferent nervous system can be divided into two categories: the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. And in cases of somatic nervous system, the effector is skeletal muscles, and this is voluntary. And in cases of autonomic nervous system, the effector are cardiac muscles, smooth muscles, and the glands. And the autonomic nervous system can be further divided into two categories: the sympathetic and the parasympathetic division. The sympathetic division acts during the time of emergency condition, or they helps in fight or flight response, but parasympathetic nervous system acts during the time of normal resting condition. Okay. And another important differences in between the somatic and the autonomic nervous system is in case of somatic nervous system, in between the central nervous system and the effector, there are present single neuron, and this neuron is myelinated. But in case of autonomic nervous system, in between central nervous system and the effector, there are present two neurons: the preganglionic neuron and the postganglionic neuron. The preganglionic neuron is myelinated, but the postganglionic neuron is non-myelinated. And hope you have clearly understand about the different divisions of our nervous system. Next tutorial video we will discuss about the somatic nervous system and also the differences in between the somatic and the autonomic nervous system. So thank you, and that's it.